Hi everyone, Honest Chewy here. Hopefully you're all doing okay. As you can see in this video, I am back at my house because I was currently at my fiance's house on Thursday when I did a video of Black Widow, which was an amazing movie. If you haven't seen the video, check it out. It's on this channel. And also feel free to sub because I would like to hit 20 subscribers because so far I'm on 17 and 20 is just good. But yes, this is going to be a video, a non-spoiler review of The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt, J.K.Simmons, and it's directed by Chris McKay. And I'm not really sure what he's done, but I think I'd know more of his movies because it looks a bit familiar to me, and it's an Amazon Prime original. So I would say, if you don't have Amazon Prime, you have to pay for it. It's worth it straight away. It's worth paying for, especially if you're into the sci-fi, futuristic sort of, not too futuristic. It's sort of like a modern sci-fi, if that makes sense. You'll know when you've watched the movie. Anyway, I'm going to just start from the beginning, and I'm going to get up to a certain bit, and then I'm going to just say like what happens and not get to the end and midway because they're spoilers. So pretty much, this is called The Tomorrow War. And it's based on Chris Pratt's character. He's in the army, served in Iraq and Afghanistan, the most recent wars, and he's just about to get promoted in it, I think, and moved up to the next level. And he's talking to his family like, oh, can't wait to get there. I can finally provide for you, and be a father for my daughter. He has a daughter in it and a wife. The wife also, apologise, I forgot the name of the actor, but there's a movie called The Hunted, and she's in it, and she's badass in it. And in this, I feel like she's a little bit underused for the character, just because I'd like to see her kick ass, and she doesn't. Like, I want to see her. I know why she doesn't, but I would have liked to have seen her, do a certain thing in the movie that happens near the end. But that's a non-spoiler. But pretty much what happens is he's there, gets a phone call off the army, and they're telling him he doesn't have the role, so he's lost that role. So he has to go in, sit with his daughter, and told his wife already, and there's a party, and they all go, and he's watching a movie with his daughter, and his daughter just like, he tells his daughter, sometimes you just don't get things in life. And she's actually really motivational to him and going, don't worry, daddy, things will get better, like things will get there and you will do it. And he was just like, I was kind of like, oh. So it was like quite a nice little nice scene showing how the daughter's quite mature for her age. That she's not just a daft kid in the movie, like written as a daft kid. She's actually quite smart. And pretty much what happens is, from here is what you see in the trailer. He gets the game's on. That's what they're watching, the game. And just after the movie, the game's on, and all of a sudden it's like, it looks like a space time thing. Just blasts out of nowhere. Everything goes slow motion. All the football players, football as well, American football, obviously. Which is why when the football was on, I was like, oh, I hope this doesn't really happen in real life. Although it would be kind of cool, but not really. But that happens anyway. It goes on slow motion. Woman comes, there's a war in the future. We're about to die, about to all get extinct by these aliens or whatever they are. We don't know what they are. They just came here and they're gonna wipe humanity out. We need people to go back and fight. And then it cuts away from that to an intro. This is just the beginning. What I'm saying, this is literally the beginning of the movie. Like, already I was hooked. Like, I was looking at Shelley and I was like, this is awesome. And Chris Pratt, we love Chris Pratt. And anyway, goes, today he gets selected. You get scanned in this machine. I will say this bit because this is just the beginning. It's not really a spoiler. But if you don't want to know why he goes to war, like he gets selected, because there's protests saying, you're going to mess the timeline up. People are going in the future and they're dying. And obviously, that's not good because that's wiping out like families. Family trees are getting wiped out because obviously then people really are supposed to have more family, but they die before they do. That's what the protesters think anyway. But what really happens, and I will say this, it's quite clever what they do. and I'll say it. Might be classed as a spoiler, but it's not really a spoiler. I just like it's good to say because right at the beginning it says they pretty much send all the people who are old or ill and aren't going to last like the next 25 years, because that's what it's set, 25 years, aren't going to last. So Chris Pratt's character gets told he has 7 years to live, and he was like, "Why? How do you know that you're going to die in 7 years? Right? How do you know that? Oh, it's classified. We can't tell you." And he's just literally got his arm in the machine, as they say it, and it's putting all these screws in him, and you can see it's painful. A bit like that Fallout thing you use, where you open up your map and it's on your arm. Also, like Buzz Lightyear, it's Buzz Lightyear's thing. That's the best way to subscribe. Only it's not white, but yeah, it's Buzz Lightyear because you can flip it. But anyway, he gets down on his arm, and his wife's like, "No, don't do it. Just live your life now." He didn't tell his wife about it. He didn't tell his kids, his daughter even. Pardon me, one more. Don't tell anyone really about it. And she goes, "There's one person you need to go and see that can get that off your arm and stop you, being in trouble and going to jail for life, sort of scenario. So you can live the rest of your life with us." And she doesn't know about this again. Anyway, he's reluctantly, he's like, "No, I really don't want to see this guy. We have history." He doesn't even say who he is. Anyway, she convinces him to go. He goes, and it turns out this guy, and this is where it gets good, J.K.Simmons, and I buy this as well because it's actually a really good cast choice, is actually Ryan Reynolds' father. Ryan Reynolds? I keep saying right, that's because I've watched that, what's it called? Smart Man or whatever it's called. That's called Smart Guy. That's coming out. Chris Pratt. It's his father. It's not really a spoiler because, you can tell a mile off that that's what they've done. My apologies. This tag on this shirt is itching my neck like mad. But yeah, it's like you see him and the chemistry is just good. You can tell he's done something anyway. Bottom line is he doesn't like him because he walked out on him and failed him as a father in his eyes. And obviously it all comes together a little bit. It comes nicely. But pretty much it just takes it from there, and he decides not to get it took off. Like, he has this government conspiracy, and he said something. Who was it? Some famous actor with a jar of pickles and some baby lotion, but it's not going to happen. It's what J.K. Simmons guy said, right? Because he said something like, he said something and he went, "Well, I want someone, one of them sayings." And I still don't know what he's about pickles and baby lotion for. So that's what his dad's into. You'll know the scene when it comes on. It's at the beginning. And before I end this review, I'm going to say one thing. When it shows what they are, they're low-key cute. Low-key, the sounds they make are kind of cute. I thought they were cute. Shelley thought they were kind of cute. Don't get me wrong, they're horrible things. And, if you see them in real life, you'll be like, "What the hell is that?" Get me a gun or bat. And I'll... But yeah, and you realise they die quite easily when they start shooting them. Like, they're not, like, unkillable. You'll see what I mean when you watch the movie. It's not a spoiler saying it. I won't say no more. Let's just roll on with it. But there is some really good twists in it, and it takes some good turns, and I liked what they did with it, and they piece it together really nicely at the end. I'm not going to say no more about the ending because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But yeah, props to Chris McKay. You've done a very good movie, mate. And obviously, we all knew Chris Pratt is just going to be good. And you know what? I didn't think this movie was going to be as jokey as it was. I thought it was going to be more of a serious movie. But he actually, like, even though Chris Pratt is known for his jokes, I thought it was going to be a serious character. He still does some good, cracking one-liners in it. And and this one hit a little bit home with me, a certain scene. You'll know, because I lost my father last year. And a certain scene in it, obviously, about his dad. And then, obviously, him being the dad to his daughter. Is a certain scene that sort of was like, "Ooh, that's close to the bone." But yeah, so yeah, and the character also reminds me of my dad, what my dad would do in that situation. So that's why I like the movie more. Special place in my heart for that movie, right? On that note, I will end this video. And again, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And feel free to sub again. like, whatever the hell you want to do with a video. Don't delete it. Don't thumbs down it, Elden Ring fans. I know I stirred the hornet's nest there, didn't I? Get in though. Keep kicking the stand as well. But yes, that's it. Right, I'm Stewie signing out. I'll see you later. Bye. If I can get it to stop.